So hope you have been practicing the Anapanasati today. And you took time to read the book. Yeah? About Anapanasati, okay. Now, how you do it when you're doing the walking meditation? I'll share with you. But before that, maybe, is there any questions you want to ask from the sitting? Yeah?
Sister, this morning when our sister got us through the Anapanasati, which is halfway, we haven't reached to the end, right?
Halfway means it's actually the first couple of steps that I kind of run through, so you all can apply it. Because that's what you will be doing for a long, long time. Because you have to do that, and then when you're very settled, when you feel the preeti or that happiness inside, the rapture, then you go with that. You breathe in, experiencing the rapture. You breathe out, experiencing the rapture. You breathe in, experiencing that comfort in the body. And then breathe out, experiencing that comfort. And then you can feel that tranquility in your mind. Then you breathe in with that, and then breathe out, experiencing that.
Is it possible for Reverend Sister to get us through the whole set up to relaxation of the body?
Yeah, because up to the relaxation, that's what I was teaching you all, no? So you first start with your normal breath. Then you breathe in and out with awareness of whether it's an in-breath or an out-breath. And then you do it with checking the quality. That means you fine-tune it a little bit more. You look bit deeper into the breath to figure out whether it's a long breath or a short breath, and then you figure out that. Then you know it's a long in-breath, it's a long out-breath, or it's a short in-breath, it's a short out-breath. So you keep doing that. So this normally you have to keep doing for at least maybe half an hour, 1 hour, like that. Because while you're doing this, your mind will be distracted when there's a thought comes. Either you go with that, or at least if you are in a stage where you can see it when the thought comes, you see it and then it will go away. If you manage to spot it, put the light on it. If you don't, then it will take you for a ride. So then you realize, oops, I'm not doing my Anapanasati but somewhere else. So then you come back. So that's why it takes long time for you all to come to this kind of a stage. And then you look into the whole breath. So if you can actually focus now pretty much the breath, every breath, whether it's long, whether it's short or whatever, and you feel you're very focused, and then you go to the full breath. Look into the full breath and the full body, and you experience how the body is feeling, and also noting how the breath starts, how that middle part takes place before it ends, and then before you start to breathe out, there will be a gap. So you note that gap like that. You keep looking into the whole breath and breathe in and breathe out. Look into the whole breath, you breathe in. Look into the whole breath, you breathe out. You do that. So it will take a long time actually for you to practice that. Not even this retreat. It will take a long time. Unless you have been practicing like this, you can pick it up, and with every single breath you can stay with that. Is there anyone who can stay with every single breath? No. Can, huh? Yes, this is the thing. So thoughts do come in. Never mind. So you keep relaxing, but you do as much as you can, and then with the breathing in, now you're seeing the whole breath, and in relation to whole body, you relax the breath. Here the breath starts to become very subtle. There's no gross breath when you're coming to this end. Very subtle. If you were not mindful, actually you won't be able to kind of feel it. People will say there's no breath. It's not that there's no breath. Breath is so subtle and your mind is not focused enough to kind of see it. But when you train yourself to see the whole breath and you're staying with the whole breath, you can see it's becoming subtle and subtle and subtle, and you're still with the breath. So this is why Buddha is teaching it in a systematic way. Actually, in Buddha's words in the Satipatthana Sutta, the first steps, Buddha says, just know that you're breathing in, you're breathing out. And then after that, Buddha actually says, train yourselves to know whether it's a long breath, it's a long breath, it's a long in-breath, it's a long out-breath. And then train yourselves to know whether it's a long, short in-breath, whether it's a short out-breath. Then train yourselves to see the whole breath, body. Then Buddha says, train yourselves to relax the breath and the body. He uses the word train. So that means it's something you are doing actively. You have to train yourselves, and this training takes time. So you keep training, and then after that, your breath has become so subtle, and you can actually start to feel now here what's left is with you, lot of happiness in your mind, rapture, and your body feels very comfortable. So during that state, when that starts to become prominent, because now your breath is becoming very subtle and you're so relaxed, you focus that rapture, and then you breathe in and then you breathe out, experiencing the rapture. And then experiencing the comfort. Like that, there's other steps that you go forward, and those steps are in the second book. In this book, there's only up to experiencing the happiness, comfort, and tranquility. But in the second book, Bhante has kind of translated the whole Satipatthana Sutta using the breath. It's in the second book at the end, yeah? So the steps are there. But this is not something you can rush through. You have to keep practicing. So these days we will practice Anapanasati. And tomorrow I'll teach on how to do the Samvara and Prahana. Especially there's a lot of experienced meditators, so you can benefit from that. But for the new ones, before you go to Samvara and Prahana, you should just keep practicing the Anapanasati. That will help you all to focus, stay within. It brings your focus to within. When you actually get used to do the Anapanasati in the proper way, not concentrating in one particular point, but when you do it with the proper way, looking into the whole breath, using the breath to relax yourself, even during the daytime, you will start to see your attention naturally goes to your breath. And you can easily detect any tension in your body, and straight away you can relax. But you need to train yourselves. Yeah? So keep training, yes? No, you stay with the breath. Stay with the breath and you experience whatever you experience using the breath. While breathing in and breathing out, you experience what you're experiencing. And this calming that we are talking about, From experience, I know for lay people it will take a couple of weeks, months, even years to come to this calming. What you're experiencing now, what the calming you're saying, because now you are actually free from your lay duties and all that worries and all that things that you do out there, and your mind is bit free from those stray thoughts, and you have started to feel calm. Yes, right, but that's not the level that we expect in here. So you keep practicing. You have to go a bit deeper. So normally try to do it this way. I don't want to set a time aside, but notice the breath that you are breathing in, whether you are breathing out, like being aware of the breath for 15 minutes maybe, or half an hour, and then you go to check the quality of the breath for another 1 hour, and then you proceed from there to check the whole breath. Maybe the next hour you can go. I'm talking about in one sitting how it happens. So this is pretty much someone doing a long time to settle into that, to feel that rapture and to calm down.
So one should be able to sit a few hours. Or to sit down for a few hours.
When you come to this stage, that real stage, that you feel the real rapture and bodily comfort, the hours doesn't matter to you. The time has stopped because you've got no discomfort in your body. So whether you are standing or walking or sitting for 3, 4, 5 hours, it doesn't matter. You're so comfortable. Why do we move? Why we can't sit too long? Because of the tensions in the body. When you come to this stage, you're quite fine with whatever the posture you are, even for a couple of hours. Yeah?
Venerable sister, we know how to relax our body now by taking a deep breath, hold it and release it. Can you share with us, Venerable sister, how to relax the breathing? So you say we have to relax the body as well as later on relax the breathing. So what is the method that Venerable sisters have to relax the breathing?
You can't kind of do it actively, but if you have been keeping the 5 hindrances away, naturally it will start to relax. Why our breath is not relaxed is because of the emotions. I told you it's a direct link with the emotion. So no emotions, so pure, the breath starts to relax and become subtle. So you keep an eye on the mind, in a sense that not allowing the negative thoughts to come, not allowing the emotions to go on. Naturally, breath will start to calm. But here Buddha is saying, so actively watch the whole body and that whole breath, and then at that time your breath is almost subtle anyway. But then again you kind of, I think it's more or less, it's a reminder for you all to tell yourselves, we must be calming even further. There's even further levels of calmness. So relax the breath. So it actually becomes so subtle, and your prominent feature is going to be rapture around there when it's so subtle. So if you want to calm your breath, calm your emotions, and get rid of the negative thoughts. And in these stages, when your breath is calming down, one negative thought comes, you will see how it raises your heartbeat straight away. You will see how it raises your breath. Straight away you will see your breath is disturbed, you're taking deep breaths. And the thought will go away, but it will take time for this breath to now settle again. And all of a sudden another thought comes in, poof, So this is why I said in reality this takes a long time for you all to do it. If you still have a lot of negative thoughts coming. Yeah. Okay. Now, how you do the? Any more questions? What about?
Sometimes when you do it for a while, meditate for a while, everything is quiet, but you're very aware of your heartbeat, throbbing of the, I don't know what kind of body or some throbbing sensation. Why is that so?
No, you are seeing it gets amplified. Whatever is there, it gets amplified now. Because your senses are very sharp now. So you can't do much about the heart beating. It will go on. The way how it works. It's all that you're hearing it in a more clearer way. No need to kind of pay special attention to that. Just let it be and you stay with the breath. Because now you will realize everything that you see, hear, whatever that, perceptions that come through your five senses is bit amplified now. Even the taste is sharp, the sounds very sharp. Seeing, the colors are a bit bright now. The same things you are seeing, but they are bright. So like that, you will see your senses are a bit sharp. It's because you have slowed down and the mind is taking time to register them. Now mind has time to register what you're seeing, what you're hearing. Before you were bombarding with all these things all the time. Mind even didn't have time to, kind of process it properly. But now it's taking time and everything becomes intensified and kind of amplified. That's a natural thing. Never mind, you don't focus on these things. You stay with your breath. So how you're going to do the walking meditation is first you find a track, and I hope already you have your tracks. So you stand in one end and you know where is your other end, where it ends. So you stand from one corner and then while you're counting up to 6, breathing, take 6 steps. Breathing in, you're going to take 6 steps. And breathing out, take 6 steps. Breathing in, 6 steps. Breathing out, 6 steps. But like that sister said before, for some of you may not be easy. If you haven't been properly breathing and trained your lungs, you might find it a bit difficult. But for people who can do it, so first give it a try, then only you will know whether you can do it or not. If you can't do it, never mind. The next step is, while you just let the breath be natural and you breathe in and you walk at the same time and you count how many steps you have taken during your in-breath. So you are not deciding the steps. What you're doing now, let the breath be natural and let it go in a natural way, but you count how many steps you took during that in-breath and how many steps you took in that out-breath. And normally they will balance. After some time it will be equal. If it's 3 steps during the in-breath, it will be 3 steps during the out-breath. And this is also not easy. but I guess you train yourselves, very quickly you'll be able to focus your attention in the present moment. This way of walking meditation with your breathing brings you straight away into the present moment. This is a very good method. So it's difficult because your mind runs here, runs there, and you really have to pay attention now to synchronize your breath and the walking. This is why people complain. But then don't see it as something that's impossible. It is something possible for you all to do, and make the effort. That's all. So is it clear? You breathe in and let the breath go in naturally. You keep walking until the in-breath and count. And then you continue to walk while the out-breath, and you count. That's all you do. And you reach to the end, you stop there, and mindfully or paying attention, you turn around, start again. And there also, you can count your breath if you want, while you're turning. And then you start the new cycle again, breathing in, you count your steps and continue. Reach the other end, stop, and then count your breaths while you're turning around, and you just count, and then you turn around, and then you start again. Do you all want to do it while I'm here? So if anyone has difficulties, I know if people are doing for the first time, you will have a lot of questions when you try to do it. So let's try to do it. So go to your tracks and try to do it. So the first thing you should try is breathing in, counting up to 6. That means 6 steps. Breathing out, 6 steps. So there actually you're training to do it with counting the breath, and it's actually easier. So if people can't take that 6, then you can cut down to maybe 4. Because if you start like that, it's easy. It gives you the handle and hang of this. And then you all can go to the other method.